Thank you to my colleagues in government here, our Treasurer Seth Magaziner, Representative Susan Donovan, Senator Gail Golden, and if there's any other of my colleagues here, I apologize, I can't see you clearly. Senator Ana Quesada up there in the balcony. Good to see you. All right. So I am, if you don't know me, my name is Liana Kassar. I'm a rookie state rep from District 66, Barrington and Riverside. 47 years ago, the Supreme Court affirmed the right to abortion. The Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution provides a fundamental right to privacy that protects a pregnant woman's liberty to choose whether or not to have an abortion. On January 2nd of this year, 39 U.S. senators and 168 U.S. representatives signed an amicus brief urging the Supreme Court to reconsider Roe v. Wade, the 1973 Supreme Court case that secured the legal right to abortion. In the brief, the members of Congress asked the current Supreme Court justices to revisit and overturn Roe when they consider a case based on a Louisiana law that would strictly limit access to abortion in that state. Essentially, the amicus brief sends a clear message that there are individuals in Congress who are willing to work to limit the constitutional protections of individuals to their bodily autonomy. Therefore, it's in the hands of the state legislatures to assure that reproductive freedom is protected should there be changes to the protections provided by Roe. Now more than ever, as we celebrate the decision's anniversary, there's urgency to our work to protect reproductive freedom. Thankfully, in 2019, the General Assembly passed the Reproductive Privacy Act. To protect reproductive freedom for Rhode Islanders should the Supreme Court overturn Roe. There was tremendous work done by many people to pass that important piece of legislation. The effort was not only a result of work in 2019, but work for decades by many legislators and advocates to protect freedoms. It was shepherded by many leaders in both chambers and advocates like you. So thank you for being here. And many of you were part of that struggle last year. And I see my colleague Rep. Kislak in the back. Thank you for being here. It was an honor to work last year with all of you to help pass that act. And I know that it was a great honor for me to be able to be a part of that. Abortion is health care. And the Supreme Court decision 47 years ago didn't mark the beginning of abortion. It marked the beginning of the end of women dying from abortion in the U.S. and being severely injured from unsafe and illegal abortions and self-induced abortions. Before the Roe decision, hospitals across the country had special areas that were reserved for women suffering from infections from improperly performed abortions. Thousands of women died every year, and many other women experienced infertility as a result of the unsafe procedures. Some estimates indicate that the mortality rate for Black and Hispanic women was 12 times higher than the mortality rate for white women. At a time when, as a state, we're looking to make strides in protecting maternal health, addressing social determinants of health, and reducing disparities in health outcomes so that all Rhode Islanders can thrive, it's vital that we continue to protect access to reproductive health services so we can achieve the best health outcomes for all Rhode Islanders. The progress in 2019 with the Reproductive Privacy Act was great. Our charge in 2020 is to assure that the protections and access to care extend to all women and families. We must protect the right to abortion and ensure true access to affordable, compassionate care for all Rhode Islanders. We know that access to health care services are overwhelmingly impacted by our health insurers. There are people for whom there's a barrier to access to abortion solely as a result of their insurance coverage. Access to safe, legal abortion includes economic access, is what I'm saying. Disproportionately, this economic barrier to access impacts poor women and women of color. Access to abortion will continue to be within reach for people of financial means. However, for people with limited financial resources, we need to be sure that their reproductive rights and ability to control their own bodies and their own futures are also protected under the law. People need to be free to determine if they want to parent, when they want to parent, and how they build their families. People need to have access to the services necessary to live out these choices free of the barriers in a culture of dignity and respect. Additionally, our healthcare providers need to be able to provide the highest quality of care and best care for all of their patients. Although the RPA aimed to assure that all Rhode Islanders have the right to safe and legal abortion, 1 in 4 of us doesn't have full access to that right. We're going to fix that. I'm working with Senator Bridget Valverde, who is my colleague, also a rookie legislator this year, representing East Greenwich, District 35. Right, we're in our second year of our rookie term. But so I'm going to hand the microphone over to you to take it away.